The Kaldrith hunting party materialized above Earth's atmosphere with the arrogance of apex predators who had never known fear. Their sleek vessels, forged from compressed neutron matter and shimmering with quantum shields, hung in orbit like obsidian daggers pointed at humanity's heart. For 3,000 years, the Kaldrith had reigned as the galaxy's most feared hunters, collecting trophies from 10,000 worlds. Now they had come for Earth. Florence adjusted her tactical visor as she stood in the briefing room of Orbital Station Olympus, studying the holographic displays with the calm intensity of someone who had stared down death before. Her lean frame, marked with scars from a dozen conflicts, belied the lethal precision that had earned her the call sign Wraith. Beside her, Zachary, her spotter and longtime partner, ran final diagnostics on their equipment. "They're broadcasting their challenge again," Zachary said, his voice tight with controlled anger. The alien transmission played across every frequency, a guttural proclamation in broken human languages. "We hunt your champions. Send your greatest warriors. We will mount their heads in our Hall of Supremacy." Florence's jaw tightened. The Kaldrith had already decimated the Viridian Knights, warrior poets whose combat prowess was legendary across 3 sectors. They had hunted the Threxian blade dancers to extinction. Now they wanted humanity's best. "Tell command I'll go," Florence said quietly. "Florence," Zachary started, but she cut him off with a look. "They hunt in packs of 12. They have technology millennia beyond ours. They've never lost." She paused, a ghost of a smile crossing her scarred features. "They've never hunted a human before either." 6 hours later, Florence descended alone to the designated hunting ground, the abandoned megacity of Detroit, its skeletal skyscrapers and urban wilderness chosen by the Kaldrith as suitably dramatic. Zachary remained in low orbit, his surveillance equipment tracking her movements, his voice a steady presence in her earpiece. 12 heat signatures converging on your position," Zachary reported. "Florence, their armor can withstand plasma charges. Their reflexes are 4 times human standard. I know what they can do," Florence interrupted softly, checking her weapons. A standard kinetic rifle, combat knife, and a bandolier of Earth-made explosives. Nothing exotic. Nothing the Kaldrith would respect. "Let's show them what we can do." The first Kaldrith revealed itself atop a collapsed overpass, its 9-foot frame covered in segmented armor that shifted colors like liquid chrome. It bellowed a challenge in its native tongue, expecting the traditional response of honor-bound warriors across the galaxy. Florence shot it in the throat. The Kaldrith staggered, its shield absorbing most of the impact. But the unexpected rudeness of the attack, no ritual, no posturing, sent it reeling. Florence was already gone, vanishing into the rubble before the others could converge. "That's 11 very angry hunters now," Zachary muttered. "They're spreading out, trying to flank you." "Good," Florence replied, her breathing steady as she moved through the ruins with practiced silence. "Angry makes them stupid." What the Kaldrith didn't understand about humans, what no apex predator ever understood, was that humanity hadn't clawed its way to the top of Earth's food chain through strength or speed. Humanity had survived ice ages, supervolcanoes, and countless predators because humans were persistence hunters, ambush killers, and above all, viciously creative problem solvers who refused to play by anyone's rules. Florence led them on a chase through the dead city, leaving false trails and improvised traps. A collapsed tunnel claimed the second Kaldrith, tons of concrete crushing shields designed to stop energy weapons but not crude kinetic force. The third died to a tripwire connected to a fuel truck, the explosion turning advanced armor into a crematorium. "They're adapting," Zachary warned as Florence moved through an old subway tunnel. "They're using seismic sensors now. They know you're using the environment." "Then I'll use them," Florence said. She emerged in an abandoned factory, making just enough noise to draw them in. 6 Kaldrith burst through different entrances, their weapons charging with energy that could vaporize tanks. They found Florence standing in the center, apparently trapped. The pack leader raised its weapon in triumph, and Florence pressed the detonator. The Kaldrith's own seismic sensors had been their undoing. Florence had spent 2 hours rigging the entire building's support columns. The structure came down in a controlled demolition that would have made any engineer proud, crushing 4 more hunters under thousands of tons of steel and concrete. 2 escaped, and Florence was already moving, anticipating their exit points. She caught the first in a maintenance corridor, close quarters where its size was a disadvantage. Her knife found the joints in its armor that no shield could protect. The second she tracked for 3 hours, patient as death itself, before a single shot from an elevated position ended its retreat. That left 5, including the pack leader. Florence, they've stopped moving, Zachary said, tension in his voice. They're grouping together. Defensive formation. I think they're scared. Florence smiled without humor. They should be. The final confrontation came at dawn, the Kaldrith making their stand in a clearing surrounded by ruins. They had finally understood what they faced. Not a warrior seeking glory, but a hunter who killed to survive. A predator who used every advantage, honored no traditions, and fought with the accumulated cunning of a species that had survived by being the most dangerous thing in any room. Florence didn't give them the dramatic final battle their culture demanded. She used their own power cores against them, having salvaged and reprogrammed one from an earlier kill. The resulting electromagnetic pulse shut down their shields and systems. What followed wasn't a fight, it was an execution, methodical and merciless. When the last Kaldrith fell, its leader Florence stood over its body. You wanted Earth's best hunter, she said quietly. You got her. Back on Olympus Station, Zachary embraced her tightly. The Kaldrith Empire is broadcasting on all frequencies, he said. They're calling you the Terror. They've declared Earth off limits. Forbidden to hunt. Florence removed her tactical gear, exhausted but alive. Good. Maybe now they'll understand. Humans don't hunt for sport or glory. She looked out at the stars where the Kaldrith ships were already fleeing. We hunt to protect what's ours, and we never ever lose when our survival is on the line. Across the galaxy, the legend spread. The Kaldrith, who had never known defeat, had met humanity's champion. And in meeting Florence, they had learned the terrifying truth. Humans weren't warriors. They were survivors, and that made them the most dangerous species in the cosmos.